Today I'll be doing part 2 of reacting to your videos. It seems that this one might be the Liszt Edition. Maybe I'll put a little bit less pedal there. Don't slow down. Round out the fingers a little bit so that try to have it as a whole unit. It is a perfect excuse to really overdo the legato. Here we've got another etude by Ferenc Liszt. This is the F minor number 10 from the Transcendental Etudes performed by Dragon CS _. Let's hear it. This etude. The rhythm wasn't right there. Follow the bass line here. Alright, I'll stop it here for a second because there are a few things to discuss here. First of all, it's amazing that you've done so much progress in this etude for such a short time, because I remember when I was learning this, it took quite a while. So this is really an impressive job that you have done so much in such a short period. Now, the first and most important thing that I think is going to shoot your performance through the roof is if during your practice you play without any pedal. At the moment, your usage of pedal is so high that actually it doesn't allow for many good things that you're doing to be heard. It prevents us from hearing all these lines and all these articulations, all these different contours that are in the piece. I've heard so many people do this, and I've also been a victim of it. And it's something that progressively gets worse because your ears get accustomed to listening to this, and that becomes the new normal, and then it requires more and more pedal, and it doesn't register it as something that is unusual, but rather the new norm. The beautiful thing about this, though, is that you can rewrite this habit almost instantaneously. Just make sure that you keep your attention on your foot, and if you need, just remove it a foot away from the pedal. What I used to do was go even further with this. I would lock in my foot against the piano stool, or alternatively I would even sit on my foot so that I don't use it at all. And over time, you regain that clarity, you regain that control, and then wherever necessary, then you apply the pedal, because the music obviously requires pedal. It's just that you've gone accustomed to using too much of it. Another couple of small things that you should look after is the fact that you need to make sure that you finish the phrase without interrupting it. So without stopping, right? Because you might stop here and there, and these are comfort breaks. So what you can do to also fix this quite easily is just lower the tempo at a tempo where you're comfortable with doing this without taking that comfort break. When you do this, then over time you're gonna learn to just jump on the next thing, keeping within the pulse and you're gonna erase that habit, which is again another easy way to just tackle this, going slower tempo and making sure that you play continuously without breaking the pulse. When you do this run upwards, which is ta-ri-da-da-ri-da-da-ri-da-tam, make sure that actually you don't distort the rhythm there. I realize it may be because of stretching or some comfort level involved there, but make sure you keep the pulse as written rather than making it like ornamentation, so it's more connected and more of a continuous line. And again, these are minor things that you can make an immediate change on and build that awareness and build these new habits with, and that's going to improve your playing with this piece and with all other pieces. Now let's hear some more. Go a bit back here, I think with the A minor. It's more heartfelt, more heartbroken. Go a little bit back and then you can really give it. Here you can really start even lower and then build up that big thing, so that the lower you start, the further you have to go and the more effective it will be. In general, this is an etude with so much happening in the left hand, and not only obviously, but a lot of happening. So this is another piece where you cannot have enough of practice of the left hand. This is always going to be beneficial. So don't feel shy to just take the left hand alone and practice it. This is something that I do to this day, and I found it always beneficial. That then gives you the freedom to really draw the painting that you want with your right hand, to have more of expressivity, more of a phrasing. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-ri-da-di-da. Really sculpt that melody, that phrasing, and then it helps the whole thing just by getting a bit more comfortable with the left hand, because really very often, without realizing, it's the hold up that actually is the handbrake that stops us from progressing in the piece further. Now let's move on. Love that bit. You really sing it. Really get there. The right hand. Nice. You've been listening to Berezovsky, I can tell. I'll tell you why. All right, cool. So make sure that you don't release the hands like in the previous performance. Don't release the hands before you're done. You're still holding the pedal for a long time and you're already in the minds of the audience. You're already like, okay, I'm chilling here. I'm already done with the performance. Yeah, it's still resonating, but yeah, you might as well be already standing and bowing if that's the case. So make sure you really hold attention, because even if there is not much happening, holding there also keeps the tension in you, it keeps the tension in the music, and it also holds the attention of the audience. So that's an important element as well. Now, why I said that you might have been listening a lot of Boris Berezovsky's performances is because he has this mannerism of flicking his left hand when he plays. So let me know in the comments if you guys think that's the same, but I'm pretty sure, like, without knowing, we don't realize how much lack of a filter we have when we listen to recordings and we watch people playing, how much actually gets into our system. And this is a long topic at which we can talk about some other time, but I just thought that it's fascinating to just note that. I really like the fact that in the last page, in the coda, you don't shift the accent. It's a very common mistake that I find, that everybody shifts the emphasis on the first octave of the right hand. It becomes not led by the harmony in the left hand, which is on the beat, but rather the one that is on the weak beat, which doesn't make any sense to me that people do this, but it is a very common tendency because that's the comfort of it. So instead of pa-ta, pa-pa, 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 it becomes like ta-ta, 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 which it's a bit of a boogie-woogie if you ask me, but it's great that you haven't fallen into this and you're still keeping a steady lead with the left hand. Obviously this is a difficult page, so it takes a longer time to get accustomed to it and to really get it comfortable, and in these 14 days it's incredible that you have done that much of progress. Now we need to make sure that we dig even deeper and get more in depth and really get all these things very expressive and very refined. And remember to sing in your mind that right hand. You need to be sculpting it, like feel the resistance of every note going from this interval to the next interval. With the piano we can very easily get carried away and just play as if it's random notes, and this is, I'm not saying you're playing random notes at all, it's just that it's so easy to get from one note to the other, and it doesn't require that resistance that, for instance, a singer would have, or a string player. You need to get from this place to this place, or this place to that place, like this shift that you need to make physically, and to hold the tension we just play this and that, and we have to consciously make that effort, that sing and hold the tension in order to really recreate that, and that makes a huge difference. So as much as you can, try to start implementing this into the playing as well, and it's relevant to every piece, and I'm sure this is gonna be very beneficial. This is relevant for all pianists, so we should really pay attention to this, and I keep reminding myself to this day sometimes when I get lazy or sloppy, so have it as something in mind and try to incorporate this as much as possible. But well done to both of you. I really thank you for participating in the Swiss Struggle 14-day challenge, and you've done in such a short period an amazing job, and I can't wait to hear how things develop further. But guys, I hope you found this useful and you discovered things that you can start incorporating into your own practice. Remember, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and actually leave me a comment below and tell me what were the things that you could relate to, what were the things that you also struggled with during learning new pieces. Also, smash that subscribe button if you haven't already, and click that bell icon so that you never miss an upload. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.